It was many years ago when I was at Bayside Unitarian Camp in Wisconsin that I first heard of the concept of Wu Wei. And it was described to me then, probably not please Wu Wei purists, it was described to me then as wherever you are is the right place to be. Whoever you are with is the right people for you to be with. When I first had cancer, was diagnosed with cancer in the year 2000, Wu Wei didn't come into play then. It wasn't part of my life. But as a single parent with cancer and a 10-year-old child, new to the area with a very demanding job, mostly that period of time, that year of treatment, was just getting through it. I wasn't worried about dying. I felt, oh, we got it early. It'll never come back. I just have to get through this and I'll be fine. 5 years later, however, I was diagnosed with bone mets and had the conversation with my doctor out, well, the point of treatment at this time is to keep you as comfortable as possible for as long as possible, and it's no longer curable. That was a pretty tough message, I have to say. And at the same time, I watched two friends of mine, my friend Roseanne, who has a fairly similar diagnosis. She was further along in her diagnosis than me, and I watched her slowly fade away and die peacefully, making the choice not to pursue many aggressive treatments that were an option. And she died with grace and love, and I highly respected that. Another friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer, and by the time they found her cancer, it was so far gone, she had lost all of her bone marrow producing ability, and she had a tumor in her brain, and she fought it. She had every treatment in the world, and the rest of us are looking at her going, what are you thinking? She had every treatment in the world, and she worked full-time at a job that required a tremendous amount of travel, up to 3 weeks before her death. For each of them, that was their way, that was their way, and it was right for them. For me, it's now 5 years later. After I watched them die, I had this feeling that was my path, that I would be following them shortly. As you can see, I'm still here. And doing fine. But there was a tremendous peace that came from thinking that I could let go, that I would follow their path. I didn't have to worry about whether my driveway needed paving. I no longer had to think about whether the roof needed to be fixed. There were so many things that you don't have to worry about when you're going to get a promotion. You don't have to worry about keeping your skills up to date because you need to be working and employed for another 10 years. There was just a peace that came with it, being able to say, I can go with the flow, I can let things go, I can follow this path. But now it's 5 years later. I'm fine. My cancer has progressed very little, if at all, in those 5 years. I don't seem to be in any danger of dying anytime soon. So, yes, the driveway does need paving. The roof does need reshingling. I have to keep my skills up at work, and I need to think about retirement and make sure I have enough savings because it looks like I'm going to be around for it. So Wu Wei is so much harder to come by these days. But it is important, I think, to try and hold on to it because you can spend your life trying to swim upstream, or you can spend your life trying to go with the flow.
Thanks to modern research and treatments, our number continues to grow. What did I just say? That I had to be reminded? Is it possible to forget such a thing? Am I likely to be alive at all? And I didn't say lucky to be alive, I said likely to be alive. After all, I am pushing 80. I asked my youngest daughter what she recalls about the date of diagnosis just recently. And she knew to the second. 2002, it was the year. Only 8 years ago. It felt like an eternity to me right now. Even what we had for dinner that night, she remembered, which I didn't. Maybe I didn't cook. Anyway, I'm sorry. I looked it up and lost my brain. Even what we had for dinner that night, I did not recall anything. She reminded me, though, that she was younger than I and that I probably had dementia. I was scheduled for minor knee surgery at the time and went to the hospital for pre-op testing. A chest x-ray revealed a 2x2 growth on one of my lungs. Further testing revealed it to be malignant. I remember continuing to prepare for surgery, but now it was different. I was getting scared. The surgery was painful, and I underwent months of therapy. It didn't affect me, however, as much as I thought it would. And I had become to realize the cancer could return and kill me now. Now that I'm okay, now that I'm, so what? So, I had it, it's gone. But it could come back. I know that, I'm kidding myself. But so could so many other things. In fact, I hope to face bravely and be thankful for however much time I have left. I need to remind myself that all of life is precious and not to waste a minute worrying about where I'm going to wind up. Because I am going to wind up in the same place wherever and whenever it happens. Looking back, I don't think that my ordeal was that casual, as I say now. I think I had a lot of denial, which was probably good, in a healthy way. I know the odds of the cancer returning at any time now. Now I know that it ain't over till it's over, as my friend says, and I will try to live each day as it counts. Since I'm also human, it doesn't always work that way, but I keep on trying. Thank you for listening.